Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
What if the story you thought you understood was only the surface of something far deeper? What if behind the composed image of Wang Yibo, there exists a quiet, emotional world that rarely reaches the public eye? Recently, a wave of discussion has swept across the entertainment scene, centered around a deeply personal moment, an alleged disagreement between Wang Yibo and his mother, accompanied by circulating private messages that appear to reveal a different side of his life. But what truly captured attention was not the disagreement itself. It was the presence of Chi Meihe, described as calm, thoughtful, and quietly guiding the situation towards understanding rather than conflict. Suddenly, this was no longer just a story about a celebrity. It became something far more relatable, something that touched on family, relationships, and the unseen moments that shape who we are. And as more people began to look closer, one question kept echoing. Are we finally seeing the real story behind the spotlight? At first glance, the narrative appears simple. A well-known public figure, admired for discipline and professionalism, is said to have experienced a moment of tension within his family. Yet, the simplicity is precisely what makes it powerful. Disagreements between parents and children are universal. They are not defined by fame or status, but by emotion, expectation, and sometimes misunderstanding. The idea that someone as prominent as Wang Yibo might experience such a moment instantly narrows the distance between him and his audience. It humanizes him in a way that polished performances and public appearances rarely can. However, what elevates this story beyond ordinary speculation is the emotional layer introduced through Chi Meihe. According to widely discussed accounts, she did not respond with impulse or bias. Instead, she is said to have asked questions, shown concern, and gently encouraged reconciliation. This detail, though subtle, carries immense weight. It suggests a relationship grounded in patience and emotional awareness. Rather than adding tension, her role appears to soften it, transforming what could have been a dramatic narrative into one of quiet maturity. This is where the story begins to resonate on a deeper level. Audiences are no longer simply observing a situation, they are connecting with it. The idea of someone encouraging their partner to mend a relationship with family is something many people recognize. It reflects care, and not only for the individual, but for the broader relationships that shape their life. In this sense, Chi Meihe's presence becomes symbolic of balance, a steady influence within an otherwise uncertain moment. As the narrative continues to unfold, another layer emerges: time. The suggestion of a long-standing connection, possibly extending over several years, adds a sense of continuity that contrasts sharply with the fast-paced nature of the entertainment industry. Whether every detail is accurate or not, the concept of a relationship that has endured quietly in the background captures attention. It invites audiences to consider the possibility of something genuine existing alongside the highly visible world of fame. At the same time, official clarification from Yuehua Entertainment reminds viewers to approach the situation with caution. Statements emphasizing responsibility and the importance of verified information introduce an essential counterbalance to the discussion. This coexistence of speculation and official response creates a dynamic tension. It encourages audiences not just to consume information, but to reflect on it, to question it, and to form their own interpretations. One of the most compelling aspects of this story lies in the small details that have captured public imagination. Descriptions of everyday conversations, light-hearted remarks, and seemingly ordinary exchanges paint a picture that feels authentic. These moments stand in contrast to the carefully curated image typically presented to the public. They suggest a version of reality that is less polished, yet far more relatable. For many viewers, this is what makes the story feel meaningful. It is not about grandeur, but about familiarity. Beyond the individuals involved, the narrative also touches on broader themes that resonate widely. It raises quiet questions about privacy and the boundaries between public and personal life. In a world where information spreads rapidly, the line between what is shared and what is protected becomes increasingly blurred. This story, without explicitly stating it, highlights that delicate balance. It reminds audiences that behind every headline there are real people navigating real emotions. Emotionally, the journey through this narrative is layered and evolving. It often begins with surprise, as audiences encounter unexpected details. This quickly transitions into curiosity as they seek to understand more. As the story unfolds, a sense of warmth may emerge, particularly when considering the possibility of supportive and thoughtful interactions. There is also an element of reflection as viewers relate the situation to their own experiences with family and relationships. The portrayal of Chi Meihe continues to play a significant role in shaping these emotions. Rather than being positioned at the center of attention, she appears as a quiet presence, offering guidance without seeking recognition. This understated approach has resonated strongly with audiences. It challenges common expectations and presents a different perspective on relationships within the public eye. Instead of spectacle, it suggests sincerity. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo's image undergoes a subtle transformation within this narrative. He is no longer seen solely as a distant figure defined by achievements and appearances. Instead, he becomes someone navigating everyday challenges, making decisions, and experiencing moments of uncertainty. This shift does not diminish his image. Rather, it adds depth to it. It allows audiences to see him not just as a performer, but as an individual. As discussions continue, the story remains open-ended. There is no definitive conclusion, no final confirmation that resolves every question. Yet this uncertainty is precisely what keeps the narrative alive. It invites ongoing conversation, encouraging audiences to return, to reconsider, and to explore new perspectives as they emerge. In many ways, this is what defines a truly engaging story. It is not just about what is known, but about what remains unknown. It is about the space between fact and interpretation, where imagination and analysis intersect. This space is where audiences become active participants rather than passive observers. Ultimately, the story surrounding Wang Yibo and Chi Meihe is not simply about a moment of disagreement or a series of messages. It is about connection, understanding, and the complexity of human relationships. It reflects the idea that even within the structured world of public life, genuine emotion continues to exist, quietly shaping the narrative from within. As you think about this story, consider what resonates with you the most. Is it the glimpse into a more personal side of a public figure, the idea of a relationship built on understanding, or perhaps the reminder that even the most composed individuals experience moments of vulnerability? If you found this story engaging and would like to explore more thoughtful insights into the world behind the spotlight, we invite you to subscribe to Star Watch now. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that go beyond headlines and bring you closer to the human side of entertainment. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next story.